Three.
3 chapters. 3 more chapters we have to complete, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, that only 3 more chapters are there. So, that is the second time portions, actually, the last 3 chapters. That is understanding laws, judiciary, and understanding our criminal justice system. These are the chapters. And now we are going to start understanding laws. Hope it's clear that till the portion that the 3 politics chapters and 2 economics chapters are clear to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Hope so. Children, again I am saying repeat the portions, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Especially our history chapter and all. If you are not revising the last, you will be confused with that. So better in between, if you get time, kindly revise the topics. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So today we are starting a new chapter, that is understanding law, a small chapter, very small chapter, and it's only like the chapter name suggests, understand the laws. All of you have textbook with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Take your politics textbook, page number 43. Page number 43. Somebody's audio is on. Please mute it, children. Devika came, right? Then Gobi.
Present, ma'am.
Yes, Abhishek also. Yes. Okay. So one, all of you took.
Yes, ma'am.
In page number 43, uh, the chapter starts with a question, do laws apply to all? You noticed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Do
Yes,
laws
ma'am.
apply to all? And there is a situation is given. Read the following situation and answer the questions. So read it.
Can you say again?
Sorry?
Now, ma'am, can you say the question again? I take it now only the text.
Yes, page number 43, the first question is given there. Do the law apply to all?
Yes,
You
you're
saw that
right.
question. There,
Yes, you're
read the
right.
following situation and answer the questions. Yes, that.
Ma'am, the thing which the government official did is not right.
Yes. Great.
Because
Wait. Let all others complete, okay? Shaza? Shaza, can you read it louder?
Ma'am, which question?
A government official.
A government official helps his son to go into hiding because his son has been given a 10-year jail sentence by district court for a crime that he has committed.
Committed, yes. Do you
Do
think that, yes, I will read. Do you think that the government official's action were right? Do you think his action is right?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No. Then, should his son be exempted from the law?
no.
No.
Why it is not fair?
Ma'am,
Why his
because
action
his
is
son
not
is
right?
India is a democratic country, so law should be there for all the
Obeyed
people.
by everyone.
Law should be obeyed by everyone,
Everyone.
right? Yes. So at the time of our Constituent Assembly form, do you remember our Constitution?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So at the time of our Constituent Assembly was framed itself, they agreed to a idea that there should not be any arbitrary exercise of power in independent India. There should not be any arbitrary exercise. What do you mean by arbitrary exercise? Arbitrary laws means biased laws or unjustifiable laws. That means the law is not treating everyone as equal. That is an arbitrary law. Suppose a law is there, it is not applicable for all. Wearing uniform to the school is compulsory to all the children, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We are giving an exemption to some children. Can we say that law is applicable to all?
No. No,
No.
ma'am.
So, when the time of framing our constitution itself, they decided there should not be any arbitrary exercise of power in independent India. And they, in the constitution itself, it's mentioned all the people are equal before law. One of our fundamental right is that right to,
Equality.
which
Equality.
is the first fundamental right?
Right to equality.
Equality.
Right to equality. That means all are treated equal before law. Law is applicable for all. There should not be any discrimination on the basis of caste, religion, or gender among the people. And law cannot discriminate the person on the basis of their caste, gender, or religion. And we called a term that is rule of law. Have you heard about the term rule of law?
No, ma'am.
No. A rule of law means that the law, rule of law means that the law apply equally to all citizens of the country and no one can be above the law. How to define rule of law? Rule of law means that all laws apply equally to all citizens.
Can you repeat it?
All laws apply equally to all citizens of the country and no one can be above the law. That means which is supreme? Law is supreme. So how to define a rule of law? Rule of law means all laws apply equally to all citizens of the country and no one can be above the law. No person is above the law. Law is supreme, not the individual or their position. The law is supreme. That is rule of law. This term you will study in the next year also. So time, don't ask the teacher what is rule of law. Okay. Rule of law means the law apply equally to all citizens of the country. That means in a country, the law is supreme. It is not the individual. Even though if you are, the law is equally neither a government official nor the president of India. President of India, you know that he is the first person of our country. But no one is exempted from law. If anybody is violating the law, their punishment will be equal. There is no exemption for nobody. Using a simple example, we can say while driving, nobody is permitted to use mobile phone, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. If a mobile phone is used by a collector or a minister, is it a punishable offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, whoever it is, that is rule of law. Same way you heard about a lot of incidents happened here. Some cases, the ministers were penalized, they were cross-examined and they were in jail. Have you heard about any such incident?
Ma'am, recent one news was that Shiva
Ah,
Shankar.
yes, very good. A recent one issue we had, right? That is a secretary, principal secretary. That means one of the highest civil service post.
Yes, ma'am.
I was one of the uh, experienced civil servant. How to say, but what happened to him now? Now he was under suspension, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Because he helped the people in a lady in a gold smuggling case. So is he exempted from law?
No, ma'am.
No.
Oh, ma'am.
Then related to that one, my minister was called, right?
Yes. But
But if see, suppose if they find that if he did a wrong thing and if he is offense, did they take action against him?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, definitely. That means all are equal before law. Okay. And
yeah.
also you heard about one of another civil servant who hit a man with in a car with a car and he died.
Yeah.
Who's it?
Ma'am, that too big and
Louder.
ma'am, that in the road, right? One car.
Who's that? He was also is very efficient civil service officer.
Ma'am,
Sriram
I think
Venkataraman.
Sriram
Ah,
Venkatram.
yes, Sriram Venkataraman. But as per the criminal case was filed against him, that time we will not consider he was a collector, so he can do anything like no. Whoever it is, the law is applicable for all of them. Okay, maybe sometimes they are may be different because it depend on the case. Not purposefully they are doing like that, it will be changed. But if a law is there, it will be applicable for all the people. Anyone who is violating the law, they will definitely get punishment. So at that time, we will not consider whether he was a person from upper caste community or whether he is belonging to any government office or he was a son of a minister. Nothing will be considered. Okay, that is rule of law. So that term is important. Rule of law means in India, we are following rule of law, our constitution. In our country, which is the supreme law, our constitution.
Institution.
In India, Indian
Institution.
constitution is a supreme law. No other law is above constitution. No other organ of government is above the constitution. It is the constitution as a supreme law in our country. Constitution is the supreme law in our country and we are following the rule of law. That means all the laws apply equally to all citizens of the country and no one can be above the law. That is rule of law. Clear? But in ancient India, before the arrival of British or before the British rule, how the laws were?
Ma'am, under the control of British.
Is it like rule of law is there?
No, ma'am.
No. How was the law?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
under the control of kings and all.
That means is the punishment the same punishment did by two persons? Suppose I am
Ma'am.
belonging to a lower caste and any other person belonging to an upper caste. Okay, we two of us did the same crime. Did the punishment will be same?
No,
Yeah.
ma'am.
For the lower caste, they get the punishment.
For the lower caste,
Get the
They will get the
punishment.
will be
punishment.
harshly penalized, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The ancient time, that is before the laws or before the constitution or before the British came to India. That time you remember in history we studied about the British, their administrative laws. Because laws are, how the laws are there? Is it applicable for all the people?
No.
Same law
No,
is
ma'am.
applicable? No.
No.
So they made another law, right? The
Yes.
British, they made another law. Why? Because the law, the existing law is not equal for all. Maybe for the same crime, the punishment may be different based on their caste. So in some cases, the punishment for the person received for the same crime varied depending on their caste background. When a lower caste person did a crime, he will be harshly penalized than an upper caste person. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is the ancient India's law. But after that, the system slowly began to change. The new laws began to evolve at the time of colonial period. At the time of British, the new laws began to evolve, and some of the colonialists, some believed that the laws, the Indian laws or the rule of law concept was developed at the time of British. So in the ancient India, the laws are not equally applicable for all because it varies depend on the caste. And upper caste people will get less punishment and the lower caste people will be highly penalized for the same crime. So that time there is no rule of law, and some of them believed that at the time of colonial period, this rule of law emerged. But some historians, the Indian historians, are not agreeing with that opinion. Some of the Indian historians, they are not ready to accept that opinion. The reason is they believed that the British laws are arbitrary. Why the Indian historians are not agreeing with them? One the reason is they believed that the British laws are arbitrary, and also the Indian nationalists played a prominent role. They believed that the Indian nationalists, it is not the British, it is the Indian nationalists who played a prominent role in the development of legal sphere or in British India. So some have the opinion that in the colonial period, they introduced the rule of law, but the Indian historians are not agreeing with that reason, that the statement, and they clearly claim that at the time of British, their laws are arbitrary, and also the Indian nationalists, they played an important role in the development of a legal sphere in India. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
And why we call that British laws are arbitrary? Arbitrary laws means, I told you, it's unjustifiable laws or biased laws. That means the law which is not applicable for it, not treating every person as equal. What about the British laws? Is British treated the Indians and the British with the same way
No.
No,
No,
ma'am.
for the
ma'am.
crime? No.
No.
That's one reason. They are biased. And the historians explain this arbitrary law with the example of a law that is passed by the British, that is Sedition Act of 1870.
Can you tell the definition of arbitrary law?
It is the Sedition Act of 1870. Okay. So the Indian historians are saying the British laws are arbitrary, and they explain, they give a proof for that, that is the Sedition Act of 1817. And as per this act, if a person protesting or criticizing the British government could be arrested without a trial. That is the Sedition Act. If anybody is criticizing them, they can be arrested. That is the Sedition Act of
Ma'am,
1870. Okay.
ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, can you tell the definition of arbitrary law?
Louder.
Can you tell the definition of arbitrary law?
Once again.
Ma'am, he is asking for the definition of arbitrary law.
Arbitrary law means arbitrary. It's a biased law. The term arbitrary means a biased law or an unjustifiable law. That is arbitrary laws. An example is the Sedition Act. Sedition Act of 1870 means, as per this act, if a person is protesting against or criticizing the British government, if a person is protesting against or criticizing the British government, he could be arrested without a trial. A trial means?
Ma'am,
What about trial?
ma'am, prior information.
Without, that means Vicharana. Have you heard about it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Nothing will be there. He will be arrested. That is a Sedition Act of 1870. Okay, so why the British laws are arbitrary? Or why the Indian historians claim that the British laws are arbitrary? Because they explained this, or they give a proof of this arbitrary law, that is the Sedition Act of 1870. As per this act, if a person protesting or criticizing against the British government, he could be arrested without a trial. So can we say that there is rule of law exists?
No, ma'am.
No. So the Indian historians are not agreeing that this concept of rule of law was developed at the time of British.
British.
And you heard about Jallianwala Bagh massacre?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, what is it?
Sir.
Ma'am, the British came,
the
shot many people who were there in that place.
Ah.
And then
The reason for that is the British passed the Rowlatt Act. Okay, the British passed an act called Rowlatt Act, which allowed the British government to imprison a people without due trial. They can imprison a person without a due trial, and so many Indian nationalists were arrested by them, and they were opposed this Rowlatt Act. And at that time, they arrested two people, that is Satyapal and Kichilu. What was their name?
Satyapal and
Satyapal
Kichlu.
and Kichilu were arrested. So to protest against these arrests, a public meeting was held in Jallianwala Bagh. A protest against their arrest, that is Satyapal and Kichilu's arrest, the people protested, and as a part of the protest against their arrest, the people they
Protest.
gathered in a place, Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar. At that time, what happened? The British, the General Dyer, he entered the park with his troop, and he ordered the troop to fire, and he ordered his troop to fire them. So many people, hundreds of people were there. The speciality of Jallianwala Bagh is it have only a small entrance. So they came through that entrance and they closed their door, and what happened? They started firing. So many people were died. Hundreds of people died in that incident. It is called as Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Okay, it was also against a arbitrary law at the time of British, that is Rowlatt Act. Rowlatt Act means a person, the British government can imprison a person without due trial. Without a trial, the British can imprison. That is,
Ma'am, what are the names were arrested in Jallianwala?
that is Satyapal and Kichilu.
Okay.
Satyapal and Kichilu were arrested. And to protest against their arrest, the people gathered in Jallianwala Bagh. At that time, the General Dyer, he came up there with his troop, and they started to fire. So many people, hundreds of people died there. Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar. That is also an arbitrary law, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we cannot say there is a existence of rule of law is there. That is also an arbitrary law. So at the time of British, they also followed the arbitrary laws, not the laws which will treat everyone as equal. But the Indian historians believed that the Indian nationalists, they played a prominent role in the development of the legal sphere at the time of British India. At the time of British, this rule of law system developed at the time of British itself, but who worked for that? Is the British or the Indians? Who played a prominent role?
British.
Indians. The
Ma'am.
nationalists, they played a prominent role to ensure a law which treat everyone as equal.
Ma'am.
And the Indian national, yes.
Ma'am, in our textbook, there is one picture. Is that the picture of Jallianwala Bagh?
Yes, that is the picture of Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Jallianwala Bagh massacre. The Indian nationalists, they began protesting and criticizing the arbitrary use of the authority at the time of British. They are using the arbitrary law. So when the national movements started, and after that, the Indian nationalists, they began to protest against these types of arbitrary laws. and they began fighting for great equality and wanted to change the idea of law. They wanted to change the concept of law as a set of rule that they forced to obey to law, including the idea of justice. So the Indians want a law. It is not a law that everyone to be obey. Law doesn't mean everything to be obey, but it also include the idea of justice. So Indians, they protested against the arbitrary laws at the time of British, and they insisted to develop a law that ensure justice for all. And it is not only a law doesn't mean something to obey. If you are analyzing, we can see that in our place also. Law doesn't mean it is not only something to obey. We have fundamental rights, right? Is it something we want to obey?
No, ma'am.
No,
It's
it is
our
to
right.
ensure a justice for us, right? Right to equality, it is not for obeying. It will help to enhance our dignity. But we have some laws to obey. When you are driving the vehicle, you want to follow the traffic rules.
And
Yes. Then so many other laws are there. Traffic law, why I said is, I think almost all of you are familiar with traffic laws, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, wearing seat belt, don't use mobile phone, all that the laws we want to obey. But at the same time, some laws are there to ensure which will uphold the idea of justice also. That is our fundamental rights. It upholds the idea of justice. So the Indians wanted a law that ensure, or laws that include the idea of justice, and not only the law that should be
Obeyed.
obeyed. Law that not only they were forced to obey, but a law should also include the idea of justice. By the end of 19th century, around the 19th century, the Indian legal profession also began to emerge. The judges, the advocates, and all from India itself. A legal profession began to emerge, and also they demanded respect in colonial court. At that time, the courts are under the control of whom?
British.
British, but the Indian judges, they also claimed to get demanded a respect in these courts, and they began to use laws to defend the legal right of Indians. These Indian legal profession emerged, and they began to use, or the Indian judges began to use, or they play an important role in making decisions to enhance the dignity of Indians. The Indian judges, they played an important role to enhance the dignity of Indians, and there were several ways in which they played a major role in the evolution of the rule of law during the colonial period. So at the colonial period, their laws are arbitrary, but after around 19th century, the Indian legal profession began to emerge, and they claimed they also need an equal status in the courts, and also the Indian judges, they played an important role. They began to play an important role in making decisions, and all these finally leads to the development of rule of law at the time of colonial period itself. So at the rule of law, the concept of rule of law was developed at the time of colonial period itself. But is it the contribution of the British
No.
itself?
No, ma'am.
No. The Indian nationalists also played an important role to ensure this rule of law in India. Okay, clear?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So coming to the rule of law, what do you mean by rule of law?
Ma'am, all the laws
All
are
laws
applicable
That you
for
must
all
study. Okay,
citizens.
that you must study. Rule of law means all laws
are
apply
applicable
right to all
and
citizens of the
equally to
country,
all
and
citizens
no
of
and
the
no
one
one
can
country,
be
can
above the
and
law.
no
law.
one can be
think
above the
about
law.
yourself in your class. Okay, if any law is there, it is applicable to all
All.
the students, and no one is exempted from that. Wearing uniform is compulsory to all the students, right?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
any student is exempted from that?
No,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No, no one is exempted
Ma'am,
from
they will
wearing
be
the
punished.
uniform, right? Like that, a rule of law means if a law is there, it is applicable for all the people and no one can be exempted from the law. That is rule of law. But what about the ancient India? Ancient India, at that time, the caste system prevailed. Always remember, ancient India means before the arrival of British, the caste system prevailed at that time. There is laws, maybe the punishment may be different for different people. A person, if the same crime is done by a person from a upper caste and a lower caste, the lower caste person should be penalized heavily than the upper caste. And after sometimes the colonial rule began in India, and at that time the rule of law began to emerge. But there is two opinion about the Indian historians. Some of them says that at the time of colonial period they introduced the rule of law, but the Indian historians have the opinion that their laws are arbitrary and the Indian nationalists played an important role in the development of
Rule of law.
rule of law in India. And they explained it with the example of the arbitrary law, the Sedition Act of 1870. As per that act, if a person protesting or criticizing the government, he could be arrested without a trial. He could be arrested without a trial. At the same time, the Rowlatt Act, also an example for their arbitrary law. But at the time, the Indian legal profession developed and they emerged, and the Indian judges play a prominent role to enhance the dignity of Indians in the court. They also claim for getting a demand. They also demanded a respect they need in the colonial court, and all these finally leads to a way for the development of rule of law in India. So two opinions are there. One is the British and the other is by the Indians.
India.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then if one say law is there, is the law will be revised? See, at the we told you which is the supreme law of India?
Indian Constitution.
Indian Constitution. Don't forget, okay, which is the supreme law in India, that is Indian Constitution. But the Constitution was written around 70 years back, right?
Yes.
It is in 1950 it adapted. Yes, more than 60 years or coming to the 70 years, we are adopting the same Constitution. So there is a changes there in the society. The society is changing. Society is changing. So what we want to do with the laws? We want to revise some of the existing laws, or we are passing some new laws. Have you heard about any laws that passed in the recent time, or the revision of any existing law?
Ma'am, about the helmet.
Yes, if we are taking an example about the vehicle, yes, laws itself, it is there. Nowadays, wearing helmet is compulsory, right?
Yes,
It is
ma'am.
not only for
Ma'am, both
ah,
those who all are sitting
both,
in.
yes, both the persons who are sitting, who are traveling in the bike, they must wear the helmet. This is the reason. Nowadays, that every laws they changed. The fine amount also changed.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, fine amount. If you are not wearing helmet, the fine amount is different. Then, if you are using a mobile phone, the fine. Now the fines were increased.
Ma'am, if we are not wearing a mask now, the fine is 10,000 rupees.
Yes. It was 250. Now it is also increased, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And also sometimes some laws are there, and also some laws will be revised as per the new situation. And one example is given in the textbook is about the domestic against the protection for the women against the domestic violence. Have you heard about any violence against women
Domestic
Yes,
violence act don't
ma'am,
do.
on based on dowry.
based on dowry? Yes, even now it is prominent in our places. Dowry system is there. Have you heard about dowry?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So
Yes.
even now the women are after marriage they will be harassed in the husband's house in the case of dowry and all. So there is a dowry. Now dowry is legally prohibited. If any person is asking or giving dowry, actually it is a punishable offense. If anybody is giving a complaint against them, they will be arrested. So dowry, that is the protection, not only from dowry, protection of the women from domestic violence. A law is there and it is given. You can see that in page number 46 and 47, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. One story.
A story is given. You read that story for the next class, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Only that much in the class. Only that much is in the textbook. Detail. What I said is, you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes. So read the textbook proper for the next class and revise that story, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Bye
Okay,
all.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.